right. What qualities do you have that will help you be successful in your future accomplishments?
Qualities of life, man, that's just a good one. That's a good one for me. It's really just one word. And I would like to say rest in peace to the guy that made this song with this one word, and Nipsey Hussle. Dedication. If you dedicated to what you're doing in life, if you dedicated to your family, you dedicated to your close friends, and what we here talking about, if you dedicated to the game, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I always say mama mentality, man. Kobe was dedicated to what he doing. He perfected his craft. He was dedicated to perfecting his craft. He was dedicated to teaching and training and coaching his daughter. He was dedicated to the Lakers. He was dedicated to say, hey, we not down, next shot good. He was just dedicated. And that is a prime example. I can't really compare him to there's no comparison to his mentality, his dedication. But I'm a firm believer of, like, let's look at LeBron James. He's dedicated to his family. He's dedicated to his game. He's dedicated to his body. He spent millions and millions of dollars on his body throughout his career. He's dedicated to doing those things so he can perfect his craft, So if you stay dedicated to what you want to do in life, man, the sky's the limits.
Sky's the limit. All right, what's going on, fellas?
How you doing?
How's it going?
How's it going, Dwayne, Coach Callie, and Daniel? It's good to see y'all today, man.
Likewise. Thank you.
And so we can start. I guess we'll go from left to right. We already know Mr. LeGree, but we'll skip you and go to Daniel. All right. Yeah, Daniel. We'll go to Daniel first.
All right.
So you wanna introduce yourself, sir?
Yes. So my name is Daniel Davenport. I am 37 years old. I've been in the Army for about 19 years. Originally from Vallejo, California. And the Army has taken me all over the world, and I currently reside in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Okay, so it took you all over the world. You just figured this is the way you want to drop, where you want to drop your anchor at, huh?
I guess you could say that. I've been stationed in this area 3 different times. I really like it. It's a difference from where I was raised in California, and being in the Northern Virginia, Southern Maryland, DC area provides a lot of opportunity to network and be mobile and move around and access to a lot of things. So I think it's a good central location.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. This is a good area, man. Really a lot of opportunities down here. Really good networking. So, Dwayne, so you want to introduce yourself?
So my name is Dwayne Williams, originally from Alabama. Joined the military.
Roll Tide.
So I joined the military, joined the U.S. Marines. Like Daniel said, it took me all over the world. And when I got out, just decided to stay in this area because of the opportunities. I want to make sure that I can provide for my family. And this is the best place to do it. I'm 38 years old. I'm a father of 3 and a husband. My oldest son is currently in college, so I'm very proud of him. And I just want to make sure I set them up right. So that's why I stay in this area.
Oh, I just got one question, man. Who's gonna win this game tomorrow between Georgia and Alabama?
You already know.
Don't ask me how I got stuck with an Alabama person.
They just keep raining in. I'm everywhere, man.
I got 2 of them in my life now. I guess they keep growing.
Yeah. So how do y'all know? How do y'all know Coach Callie?
So,
You can go first,
Jeff is actually, or Coach Callie, you want to call him Coach Callie, he's my neighbor. When he first moved in, I was going through a very hard time in my life, and I really didn't want to get to know anybody new, had trust issues with people, And I say, you know, if I'm gonna motivate kids to overcome their odds and be successful, I have to overcome the small things in my life. And I forced myself to walk over here to his house. I just introduced myself, and Jeff has the kind of personality where he's gonna make sure that if he like you, he become a part of your life. And we became friends over the years, and now we're more like family. So I'm really appreciative that I have a good neighbor like Jeff. He loves the kids. He mentor the kids in the neighborhood, and he also helped them with their physical fitness, to include my youngest son. So I'm definitely thankful for the neighbor that I have in him.
So I met Coach Callie actually through Dwayne. So me and Dwayne knew each other from years ago. When we were both young service members. We used to go out, and we reconnected at our children's school. Actually,
Yes.
It was open house. My daughter, we had took her to the orientation or open house, and we saw each other in the library,
Instantly.
and we were just like, I was like, do I know you? And he was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So, you know, we did the talk, we went over, and we realized that we knew each other from years ago. And so through our reconnection, one of his childs had a birthday party. I think it was Naomi. She had a birthday party. Coach Callie came over with his family. And like Dwayne said, Coach Callie has one of those personalities where like, he's outgoing, he's outspoken, he's having a good time. If you guys connect, if there's some type of chemistry, it's gonna build, right? And so he told me like, hey, I'm his neighbor. He went across the street multiple times that night to, you know, help, you know, with candles and just lighting and just basically becoming accommodating to what we were trying to do. And that's the type of the people that I like to interact with or be friends with, where everybody's just working together to try to make the night good, to make things happen. So that was my first interaction with Coach Callie. And as Jeff said, you know, time has progressed where we've become friends, and now we're all starting to become like families. All of our wives and children go to the same school and play with each other and interact, and, you know, we're becoming a brotherhood amongst us.
Yeah, man, ain't nothing like a brotherhood, man. Meeting someone that you can, you know, feel like family, man. It ain't even really necessary got to be the same bloodline. It seems like most of your closest friends is people that's not even a part of your immediate family.
Right.
That's
Correct.
crazy, ain't it? Yeah, so how long have y'all been into mentoring the youth?
Well, I started mentoring the youth back in 2008. I got stationed, I was in DC at first. And then I got stationed at Cherry Point, North Carolina. And I was at church. I told myself I want to start mentoring kids and giving back. And this one kid, he just came to me, he just took a liking to me. And he was like, hey, one day, he was like, hey, I just want to hang out with you. And it kind of blew me away. It's like, okay, I'm an older guy. Here you are as a young kid, and you want to hang out with me. And I said, well, that's okay. Just ask your parents, can you hang out? And he asked his parents, and they said yes. And then we became the best of friends. I mentored him. And then through meeting more people throughout the church and the military, I was able to join the Boys and Girls Club. I picked up some kids from there. The local churches doing a wonders club, doing the game nights with the kids, picking up more kids and just saying, hey, you know what? Let me just mentor these kids myself. So I've been doing mentorship since 2008.
That's some time, man.
Yeah.
You want to go or you want me to go? So I will say May will be 10 years for me. I started back in 2012. And I guess I'll say that from an official capacity. Being in the military, and as you go through the ranks and you become a leader, you're naturally going to have to be a mentor to the service members around you or your junior soldiers that you have. But I would say in an official capacity in 2012, I began working with a nonprofit organization called the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, which is called TAPS. So there I became a military mentor for Gold Star families' children. Through doing that program for as long as I did, in the military we also have a type of training called Master Resiliency. And so through that you're also mentoring, again, your fellow service members and your subordinates and even seniors on different tools to utilize to remain resilient. And so between both of those programs and just being a leader in the military, I've had the ability to mentorship those around me. In the military, generally you have your primary sphere of influence, which is the people that work directly for you. But there's an ability and an opportunity to increase that sphere of influence that goes into other organizations and other units, where if you possess the skills and the ability that they see as far as a mentor, that those soldiers will come to you. As Dwayne mentioned, you'll have people that at a glance doesn't make sense. Like, I'm old, you're young, or I'm in this unit, you're in that unit. But because people talk, and because the way that you conduct yourself will increase that sphere of influence, you will have people that come to you and seek out your mentorship to help guide them through the things that they do. So I'll say this May will be about 10 years officially that I've been in a mentorship role.
Well, myself, I would say I kind of like was in and out of it. Started in 2011, so about 10 years, same exact as Dwayne and Daniel. And I've been doing it, through sports. It's kind of like how I mentor the youth, or the student or the athlete, or whatever, which one you want to put their classification as. And that's just kind of like, now I developed Cali Elite Inc. based on just giving back. And that's why I said I text both of them in our little group chat and was like, you know what, it's finally time to put something on paper. Yeah, I want to be a part of this program. And I told them, hey, the mentorship program, that's your bread and butter. I'm not going to overstep your boundaries. It's, what I'm saying, it's giving back. There shouldn't be no micromanaging on how you give back. You know what I'm saying? Allow you to have free range, open heart, to do as you please, put it to the forefront, and then, and just make it happen. So like I said, myself, I like to teach and mentor through sports. He likes to teach and mentor through, doing life skills and resiliency training, as well as Daniel. So I figure if I put all three of our giving back skills together, we can make a strong team for the community as far as the youth. Because like I said, a lot of people give back, but they don't give back how they're supposed to give back. They do it for self, or they're looking to give back for, some extra change, what I'm saying? But which is an accolades, or, what I'm saying? We're not really looking for, at this time, I wouldn't say at this time, we're not really looking for accolades. We're looking for the change. We're looking for just to say, hey, when that kid comes back 10 years down the road, or when they see us, or they see us somewhere, just that thank you. Like, hey, man, I appreciated you giving us the guidance, giving us the route we taken, to say, hey, I'm successful today because of what you taught us, or what you taught me, or what you gave back to the group during that time. So, and I love it. Just I enjoy these two. Outside of mentoring, like, we have fun. We always game nights. Get very competitive over here. Cookouts. But other than that, this is why we're here together.
And then also just a caveat on what Daniel mentioned earlier. In the military, we do mentor our younger Marines, our younger soldiers. So I have Marines I've mentored since 2004 that I still mentor to this day. And they call me all the time. And one, we talk every Sunday, and I'm always giving him advice. So I've been mentoring young men since 2004.
Well, why should parents trust your knowledge and expertise? Like, why should they trust you to push their kids to that, that next level, or that much needed level in life, as far as what they're trying to do with their kids in these sports and accomplish in life, man?
My background speaks for itself. I will never teach or tell someone something that I've never went through, been through, or have done. Growing up, my parents, let's start there. Divorced. One parent always sided to what I wasn't going to be. Reason why I stayed with my dad at first. Still played basketball, through the hurt and through the pain that I was dealing with off the court. Nobody knew what I was dealing with. Then as I got older, Dad decided, hey, it's time to move on. Dropped me off to my mom's house. Never came back until I was 17. Mind me, I was just a young boy that was looking for his father. After a couple years of not being able to see him and be around him, I realized he gave up on me. Got to Fairfield High School. Man, it's crazy that I'm saying this. I put them boys on the map. As there's a couple articles you read, Jeff Legree put the Falcons on his back after a couple rim-jarring dunks, leading scorer, taking a team to the playoffs for the first time in over a decade. Show up to one game and a man in a suit. Mom said, "That's your dad." I had no words from her in that first game. I didn't know what to say. I thought he gave up on me, but the first words that came out of his mouth was, "I've been reading about you, son. I've been following you. I've been reading your articles. I'm all over the paper now. I'm in the city. I'm athlete of the week. All first team. College is calling me." But I felt like I was written off. Now let's go talk about basketball on a high school level. I knew nothing about no SATs. I knew nothing about the guidance of getting to college. So I'm scrounging, mommy. I done accolades out the roof. I'm scrounging trying to get into school. But no coach told me, "Hey, you need to do this, you need to do that." I took that as, you writing me off. You don't want to see me make it to the next level. So that's why I bounced around from school to school. That's why I didn't know how to read. I didn't know how to write out of high school properly. So I joined the Army. I got some guidance. Perfect leadership. Leadership wasn't always perfect, but I was around the perfect people, I should say, around the perfect leaders, the perfect NCOs, perfect officers that guided me to understand I got potential. It took me a while to trust a man because how my dad gave up on me. So I was battling that battle, mentally. I don't believe you, man. Let me go read. And that's where I learned how to research things. Man, you should tell me something. I didn't trust him. So then I started reading, started writing. I had to start a little journal to understand he's right, but he's not right in this sense. My family always wanted me to fail. You're not gonna make it. Graduated high school. You're not gonna make it. I joined the Army. You're not gonna make it. Graduated basic. You're not gonna make it. I made it home from Iraq. You're not gonna make it. Graduated with an associate from Barstow Community College in social science. You know what they kept saying? You're not gonna make it. I got another associate from Hartford Community College in psychology. They kept telling me, you're not gonna make it. You're just a product of your environment. Because I go back home and see my friends, they're either dead, they're either locked up, they're on parole, or doing what they still doing in the streets. But you know what, my family always kept looking at me and teaching me and telling me, you're not gonna make it. Graduated with a bachelor's from Shaw University in recreation sports management. You're not gonna make it. I got a master's from Ohio University in recreation sports science coaching. And believe it or not, 2 weeks ago, in my mind, they kept telling me, you're not gonna make it. I have another master's from American Military University in supply chain management in the business side. And now look at me. 2 businesses, King Cali LLC, Cali Elite Inc., nonprofit, mentoring, giving back to the community, feeding the homeless, teaching these students how to give back. And every day that I wake up and I think and I dedicate my time, motivation, it's my saying in my head, you're not gonna make it. But at the end of the day, I tell myself, you're gonna make it.